What's up, YouTube? Shout out to the Machias and Maniacs. This next story is a story that you guys asked me to do. I had no interest in doing it, didn't think it would be a good story, but several of you agreed with Joe Farrell to do a story on my 5.0. Welcome to another episode, kevmacvideos, true stories.
I get my bone on, you know what I'm saying? Cruising down the street in my city car. Oh, I hit front, back, side to side.
From my love, my dog, the pimp, the hog.
Check it out.
Sweatshirt and long.
That was it. I never stopped banging. I started banging hard, then I got so hard till it was a shame.
Welcome to another episode of kevmacvideos, true stories. Kev, you got to do a story on your 5.0 Mustang, how you got it, kept it, sold, or lost it. Joe Farrell wants to know how I got the car. Did I keep it or did I sell it? That would be cool. I don't think too many people would be enthused about that story, but I mean, that'd be easy. It'd be fun because I liked it so much and I miss it. So that would be a cool story, right? I guess. I don't know, man. It probably only get 100 views. 100 people want to know about that 5.0, but I guess it got a little history in it, man. I've been to jail in it a few times, got it stolen before. Man, that thing was history, huh? I purchased this car in 1990, and at the time I was hustling. I was petty hustling the streets, and I was working a job. I worked for Ryder Transportation, driving a shuttle bus for Caltrans in downtown Los Angeles. So I took my little work money, my hustle money, and ended up buying this car for about $12,800 cash. At that time, Mustangs was real popular, but a lot of guys was buying old Mustangs, like 84 Mustangs, 85 Mustangs, and updating them. So my good friend, my good homie, Roscoe had this Mustang, and he liked my Z though. He really liked the Z, and he get out there and do his thing. So Roscoe would be like, let's trade for the day. So he give me the Mustang, he take the Z. I go to work, come back home in the Mustang. He pick it up the next day, bring me my car back. So driving his Mustang was, to me, it didn't make me want one. I didn't feel like, hey, I need one, I want one of these, or none of that. But when it came time for me to save up my money, I thought, what better car to get than a 5.0 Mustang? I think the body style changed in 1987. I got a 1988, so it was still relatively new. And it was a stick shift, and it wasn't no update. It was the real deal. Original red with a white rag top. I kept it basic. I kept it original. Red interior. I threw some chrome Daytons on there, brand new chrome Daytons. I went to the House of Chrome, bought me some fresh Daytons, threw them on there. The first system I had in there, I believe, was a Sony. It had a cassette tape in there. And I put an equalizer. I'm not sure what the equalizer was I put in there at first, but it wasn't no top of the line equalizer, but it was decent. And I had a 5 CD disc changer in the trunk by Sony, had a Sony amp, and a Fosgate amp. I try to keep everything Sony, but you gotta put a Fosgate in there if you want your music to bump, right? Man, I like the car. I couldn't imagine what type of story I would have for this car, but so many stories involving gang activity and running from the cops in this car, but I never had no real intentions on speaking on none of that. So I'm gonna leave all that out and stick to the car itself. It was fast, it was speedy. It was a cool car. A lot of people used to wonder, what's a Rip doing in a red car? Me, my brother, my homie Roscoe, a few others, Fat Donnie, we didn't never care about the color of the car. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Especially red is usually basic, and candy red was always like a fly color back in the day. Before they got all fancy like you see now, you see all kind of different candy paints, different kind of attractive paint jobs nowadays. A lot of people had 1984 Mustangs in which they updated. Because you could get an old Mustang for cheap. You get an old Mustang about $3,800, $4,000. Go steal your Mustang and put a new front end on there, paint it, and you got a nice new car for about $5,000. Mine was original. Mine was a legitimate 1988. And, you know, I mean, I liked the car. I liked all my cars. But, yeah, I liked this car. And what happened is my homeboy Leon Tellis, he had a Nissan Maxima. And I just love that Nissan Maxima silver. You know, silver was different. And it was a new paint for the Nissan. And then my homie Slip Rock had a silver car. The paint wasn't hitting, but he had a silver car. And he used to come over and wash and wax his car and shit. And, you know, I ended up cracking mine. I cracked my car. I wrecked it coming up Angeles Vista in the rain, showing out, speeding, going uphill. Spun out, lost control, wrecked that motherfucker. Smashed up one of the Daytons. Smashed up the front and the back of the car a little bit. And so I decided I'm going to go get this car fixed. So I go get the car fixed. And I'm going to come with that Nissan Silver. Slip Rock was liking the Nissan Silver. I had put some stocks on there. And then Slip Rock say, you know, he was waiting on some gold Daytons from up north. I mean, from Minnesota, from Skinny V. So I say, you know, man, let me buy him. He said, you get him? You know, Slip Rock was a gambler. He hawked things. He sold things like me. And so I bought these fresh 15-inch gold Daytons. Went through some different knockoffs, silver, gold, another kind of gold, all that stuff. And I put them on there. And I put some gold tape around it to make the car silver and gold. You know, I'm original. I had never seen no car like that. You know, I'm being creative. Of course, back then, not everybody was rocking Daytons on their everyday car. Daytons was always a dangerous thing. Back in the day, we called them killer Daytons in the mid-'80s. And so it was always, people was always going to look at you when you're rolling up on them Ds. You know, females want to know how many spokes you got, you know what I mean? I didn't even know how many spokes I had. I never took the time to count. I didn't know the difference from 100 spokes or 80 spokes or whatever, any amount of spokes a Dayton was supposed to have. I just bought them and I rode on them. But yeah, we would take the car down to Crenshaw, roll up and down Crenshaw, you know, do little licks. You know, you could always jump in a convertible and get away easy. That was our thing, man. But wherever I went, the Mustang was top notch. A lot of homies had Mustangs around that era. I want to say around the 92-ish era. You know, a few homies had some back in 89 era, 88, 89 type era. I remember Roscoe. After this lick, Roscoe went and bought him one. He bought like an 84 Mustang updated. In fact, I don't even think his car was updated. I don't even think Roscoe updated his car. But he had a cool burgundy paint. Then he put a black paint on it. He put some gold Ds on his. I think he downgraded to chrome Ds before he got rid of it. And no, I did not keep my car. I only kept it for about probably maybe, I don't know, man, 3 or 4 years. I don't know. But I ended up selling it to L. L got the car. He painted it like a black and white. Put like some black Daytons on there, black and chrome Daytons on there. Mustangs was the lick back then, man. I don't know what it was about the Mustangs, but going all the way back, man, to the 1960s, Mustangs was the shit. You know, I can remember like the 64, 65 Mustangs back in the day. It was the lick. I remember my aunt had one. But the body styles change every so often. And I believe the body style had changed from like that 84 style to the 1987 style. So the 88 at the time was a new style. And like I said, a lot of dudes were still rocking the old, cheaper Mustangs that they had updated. Now you had people getting the real Mustangs. Around the time I got mine, after I wrecked mine, you know, people started getting Mustangs that were already updated. There wasn't no upgrade, you know what I mean, that cost a little bit of money. It probably was going, I don't know, 20-something thousand back then for a new one. But I don't know what else to tell y'all about my Mustang, man. What else did you want to know about my Mustang? You got fly bitches in it. The homies would always want to roll in it. Whenever you pull up, it was like you had something fly, like not fancy like a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, but you damn sure had to fly car out there. You know what I'm saying? For gang members, an up-to-date car, you were doing your shit. You know what I mean? If your car is within 1, 2, 3 years of the car being manufactured, I mean, you was the shit, because a lot of dudes back then, you know, we all rocked old cars. We not just low riders, but we rocked the old Cutlass. You rocked the old Regal. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Even like the hustlers would jump in an old Honda or something like that back in the day. When Menace to Society come out in the 1990s, the Mustang become this big old deal across the United States. Everybody's tripping off the Mustangs in Menace to Society, but we had already been rocking the Mustangs in the turf, around the turf, you know, throughout Los Angeles, Compton, Watson, all that, right? The sheriff in my community, I don't know, they had a hard on for that Mustang. Like, I couldn't go nowhere. Like, I'd be a fool to carry a strap or some work every day. Like, it didn't make sense because you knew you was gonna get pulled over. Yeah, I could get away for a little while. I could bend some corners and toss a burner out, toss some work out. Whatever it is, you could toss it out because the Mustang was so fast. Police wasn't gonna just get you like that. They gotta call a helicopter, backup, stuff like that. And then it depends how reckless you want to be in trying to evade the police, because you know when they catch you, they're gonna impound your car, they're gonna beat you up, probably gonna throw some work or something on you anyway. You know what I mean? But them was fun times, man. Like any car I had in LA at the time, I just loved the car and I loved the times. It was like each car I had felt like a different era to me, like different things going on in my life, different homies is home, different girls that I may have messed with. Just all of that is significant in my life. Like, I could look back at a car and remember what girl I was messing with or who was always riding shotgun with me. And, you know, I can remember the dudes that were straight back then that didn't have no bad name yet. You know what I mean? Dudes that hadn't been getting high yet. You know, dudes that hadn't caught a life sentence yet. You know, each car just bring back so many memories, man. So Joe Fair, I want to thank you for asking about the 5.0. I wish I could have gave you a better story, but you know, stay tuned, man. I really just wanted to tell y'all Happy New Year, and you guys make this year a great year, man. It's 2024. I always think of Barry Sanders and Kobe Bryant, two of the greats, man. So 2024, hopefully it'll bring great things to a lot of people, including myself. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Salute.